just joined because I wanted to live non-toxic. I really wanted everything that we use to be non-toxic. I wanted all the chemical-free stuff. We have 4 kids, and so I was really concerned once I started to read about how many chemicals and toxins and stuff are in mainstream products. I was like, I do not want to be a statistic. At that time, I was doing some naturopathic schooling, and I found they had given the statistics that 1 out of 3 people ended up with cancer or a degenerative disease. And I was just like, I do not want to be in that statistic, and I don't want my kids to be in that statistic. And they taught about how our cells are so impacted and affected by everything that we breathe in, everything that we're touching, everything that we're putting on our body, and really a cancerous cell they talk about is a cell that mutates 2 times. And so I was just like learning all this information, and so for me, I learned about Young Living, and it was like a no-brainer. It was like, oh yeah, I just want to use oils. I learned about how they affect the cells, how they affect even the DNA, how they can pull miswritten and like garbled information out of the DNA, how certain specific oils will put correct information back into the DNA, and how God was the first aromatherapist. Literally, he was the one who put the plants in the garden. Amen. And he put Adam and Eve in the garden, and that was their life. They weren't put in a sterile clinic or in a sterile home. That was their home, and so they were breathing in all of these aromatic little molecules day and night, and they were obviously really healthy. Yeah. And so I was just like, wow, yes, I want to go back to the garden. I want to live like they did in the garden. I want to put things in my body that are going to build up the body, build up the cells, instead of tearing it down and taking away health. So I bought my first little kit in 2011. Larry was like, what did you spend? Back then it was $130, and so he was like, why did you spend $130? Yeah, $130. And he wasn't real happy because we were on a real tight budget, but I just thought, well, this is, you either pay to be well or you pay to be sick. You pay now or you pay later when you're sick. And so I just used oils every day for everything from, I used to get chronic strep throat, and so I found out that if you gargled the thieves oil, that really helped with sore throats, different bacteria. So that was my first experience with essential oils. Then Larry had a heart issue. He used to have really high blood pressure with heart, just different heart palpitations. And so we found that when he went to the doctor, now you're on there. When he went to the doctor, they told him that he needed to take blood pressure medication ASAP because his blood pressure was so high. And I was like, let me research. So we got out the Essential Oil Desk Reference book, which I wish that I had one here, but
nice.
And anyway, we looked under that, and it said Ningxia Red and Aroma Life, and so I thought, what do we have to lose? Let's just go ahead and try the Ningxia Red, which is Young Living's antioxidant drink. So he drank that every single day, 2 to 4 ounces, and after 30 days went back to our doctor, got tested, and his blood pressure was perfect.
Wow. Yeah, crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I still take it like almost daily.
Oh, it's
my
delicious.
Ninja Red for sure.
Yes.
My Aroma Life, maybe I slack a little bit now, but my Ninja Red definitely every day, 2 to 4 ounces, and it's my heart's like literally, it's really feels healthy and strong.
And it's delicious too.
And
Do you mind if I go upstairs and get some little single Ninja Red packets?
Yeah.
Sure.
For I don't know if I have enough for everybody, but
No,
we had a bunch.
have our own.
Oh, you had some?
So that Nico
we
could
can
try
get
some.
one for Nico to have then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super good. Yeah. Yeah, you should have it. If you haven't tried it yet, you'll like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Sebastian.
Yeah.
Sebastian.
He's our good friend Sebastian.
Oh, wow.
Loves the Lord.
Not the one that was on Survivor?
No.
No.
Sebastian and his funny soup comes. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. We love him. Yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
cool.
So that was like, I think you were pretty blown away by that experience.
I was surprised. I wasn't even expecting it. I actually didn't go to the doctor to get tested. I went there. I don't even remember why I went there, and I hadn't even thought about my blood pressure is going to be good. I hadn't even thought about it. But then I just was so used to them saying, it's it's going to be high. You're going to be borderline needing medication.
Yeah.
And they said your blood pressure is perfect. And I was like, what?
I know, right?
I couldn't believe it. I was really, really surprised.
In 30 days?
I don't remember what it was
right
exactly.
about it at the month marker. It might have been a few days over, but it was a month. We did it a month straight, and then you went back to Dr. Bowman.
Wow.
Yeah, I had just been taking it. She told me to, and I didn't even. I was like, when you're when I was brand new, I was actually skeptical. I was a little skeptical of it, but
Yeah.
since then, I'm like, whoa, yeah, this is legit.
Yeah, I think you might have joked a couple times and said like, "What are these snake oils?" or
Yeah,
something
probably.
like that.
Yeah.
I probably did a little bit.
But you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Once you start using the really pristine, good quality product, you
Yeah.
see the
It's a
difference.
way different outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a box of old essential oils I'm just
Oh, yeah.
throwing away because I just can't bear to use them
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. And we used to use the oils from the grocery store too, but
Yeah.
they do nothing for you. And
No,
so
they
I
don't.
remember
No.
smelling
Yeah.
like the lemon Young Living essential oil compared to like the
Yeah.
health food store lemon oil, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my word, there is such a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
They are not comparable at all.
No.
And so anyhow, so we just love our oils. We've been using them for everything. And then about 2 years into it, I was on Essential Rewards every single month, getting my monthly box every month and loving our stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I just want to get my oils paid for, my orders paid for, because we were on a pretty tight budget. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to get all of my products paid for.
She loved
And-
the oils right away too, so she wasn't just doing the $50 a month, $100 a month order.
No.
She liked the bonuses, so she was doing a little bit more. She's like, I need to get this paid for. I was like, yes, please get this paid for. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so that was kind of
Uh-huh.
my goal, and I remember sitting down, and I was sitting at the table, and I had just kind of prayed this like little simple prayer, like, Lord, is this a path that you want me to take? And I just felt like He said, these are the seeds that I've given you. I want you to be diligent and sow them and get a return on them, and I will multiply them and cause them to come back to you 10 and 100-fold. And I felt like that was like a word for me, and then everyone who came to join a part of our group.
Yes.
And
Amen.
so,
Yes.
so he was excited because he was like, yeah, I want you to get, because we had a very tight budget, and so I was spending like $100 to $300 a month on our products. But it wasn't necessarily more, because I was just taking what I was already buying from the grocery store, the shampoos, the lotions, the skincare stuff, and I just started to get it from Young Living. So it was like transfer buying. So it wasn't like I was spending more, I was
Right.
just spending it in one chunk at one time.
Yeah, and getting points back.
Yes, points back and free oils and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe all the stuff they give you.
Free.
Yeah.
Just for ordering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free
Yeah, I was
products,
amazed.
All the
Yeah,
bonuses.
yep. It's so nice. So yeah, that was 2 years after just using my products and loving it, and then about 3 months into it, I hit the rank of silver with Young Living, which is like the first rank where you're earning consistently above $1,000 every month.
When you decided you were going to do classes,
Once I decided,
you
yep.
weren't just going to be a user, you were going to be a business builder.
Yep, in September 2013, I decided I'm going to do this, and so I just started doing exactly this. I invited people, we sat in our living room, we had a tiny little, just under 1,000 square foot home.
Yep.
People just came, we sat on the floor.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
small. Yeah.
People sat on the floor, and we literally just passed around our oils, smelled them, talked about how to use them, and every time people would get a kit, and then they would come back and they would bring friends, and then they would enroll their friends.
That's incredible. 3 months in silver? It's
Yeah,
amazing.
3 months.
Yeah, that's amazing. Could I interrupt for a
Yeah.
second? Could I get everybody to sit closer
You
to
want me
each
to
other?
scooch in? Yeah, I'll scooch
Yeah.
in.
Do you want to move the chair over? Yeah, there you go. Just perfect.
Oh, and I'm gonna sit next
I
to
can
you.
do this.
There you go.
Okay, and you're gonna go up there. So now we can get there. And Debbie,
Okay.
you wanna come closer? too?
Hi.
See if we can fit in there. Somewhat.
Hi, South Africa.
Mhm. Is everybody in there now?
Africa, is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm just like thinking that South Africa is watching.
Yes, and Asia. Asia's watching.
South Africa is the newest country, right? That's it.
Oh my gosh.
It's the newest
yeah.
country that just opened. South Africa?
well.
Yeah, well, Brazil is now open.
Oh, now really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just to go on the couch.
Okay. So yeah, just a couple months into it, and then every time someone would get a kit, I would always offer, let me come and host a class for you, because it'll help you to get your products paid for.
Yeah.
And nobody says no to that, because who doesn't want help getting their products paid for? So everybody says yes, absolutely. So even though I ran out of people to share it with, when I would enroll someone, you know a whole new group of people. So then I go into a class for you, all of those people get enrolled under you, but I teach the class. It's growing my team, it's growing my OGB, and it's serving you too. So we're helping you to grow too. So
Yeah, it's so biblical. chemicals.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
By-
Yes.
Making disciples.
Helping everyone.
Yes,
That's it.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's servant
Wow.
led leadership.
It is.
It really is.
We're doing the meeting at your place.
We are.
Yes, in fact, Crystal has got a special that she's doing herself for those who sign up under
Yeah.
her, which
Wow.
is you.
Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
If you signed up, you got essential rewards. If you do a little class this month, then you get 3 rollers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
3 beautiful
Is that the
rollers.
bonus?
Yeah.
and
Plus,
there's-
you'll be like senior star, like
Yeah.
one or two meetings.
Yeah, right. So
That's funny. It's true.
they've got all these rewards like next month as well, starting April 1st. If you become star or senior star, they give you what? Like senior
It's
star is $250.
You get a different bonus for every time you
Right.
wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really good. So yeah, so anyway, and now our group is around 8,000 members worldwide
It's
and
amazing.
about
Mhm.
40,
Whoa.
I don't even know how many different countries, but countries all over, and we get to travel and teach. We both stay home, so we don't have to punch an alarm clock. We get to work on our own
Right.
schedule,
Mhm.
and we get to do something for people that helps them, their families, to make better
Yeah.
choices, to offer, do the same thing that we're doing, and have the time freedom and the health freedom.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a huge
Awesome.
blessing. Yeah, we
Yeah.
love it.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to share a little bit about what essential oils are. So essential oils are the lifeblood of the plant. So when you crack open one of those leaves and that little liquid that comes out, that is the plant's immune system. So the oils in the plant are the plant's immune system. They help to fend off. Little, bugs and keep the plants healthy and regenerated. And oils work in the same way that our body, we share the same immune system, basically like the same DNA as plants do. And so oils work very similarly in our body that they work in the plants. And when they are correctly harvested and distilled, all of those therapeutic properties are kept intact, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But when they're not properly distilled or grown or harvested, they don't have therapeutic or medicinal properties. So that's the big difference with grocery store oils
Yeah.
as opposed to Young Living oils. So these oils, if you think about even a garden that you have, if you start with really poor soil that doesn't have much nutrients or minerals or anything in it, and then you go and you spray Roundup and different pesticides and chemicals all over the soil, and then you water it with water that has heavy metals in it and other impurities, and then you plant some carrot seeds, and the seed was genetically modified and it grows a carrot. Your carrot, or the quality of vegetables that you get, are going to be really, really poor and lacking much nutritional quality at all. It's the same thing with oils. And so Young Living is very different. They are the only essential oil grower in the industry that owns its own farms, partner farms. They do not spray any chemicals or any pesticides on the farms. They start with virgin soil. So a lot of times the soil has to have been sat for 50 years before they'll even touch it. It has to be so far away from any highways or anywhere where it could have been polluted. There had to have never been any chemical pollutants on that land in order for them to choose that farm.
Wow.
And then when they harvest it, so first of all, instead of spraying different pesticides and things, they actually pull the weeds by hand. They have tons and tons of workers pulling the weeds by hand on these 100-acre farms, which is incredible. But you talk to the workers, and the workers love Young Living. Every time we go visit a farm, we say, "How do you like working for Young Living?" And they say, "Oh, we love it. We've worked here for 20 years, and they're like family."
Incredible.
Well, we're
That's really
going
great,
to a farm.
Oh, which
We're
one?
going
In
to
April,
Mona,
Utah.
Utah.
Are you really?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Going out there.
We're driving out there.
Are you really? That's
To the Lavender farm.
Oh, you're gonna love
Be
it.
there April 20.
April, you should be
24th?
arriving there around April 20.
Something, April
No, that
27th
was
we'll be
before
there.
your birthday.
Yeah, so
20th.
April 20 something.
Oh, you're gonna love
You're
it.
gonna
We're
love
gonna
it.
go to Lehigh and Mona.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if much is growing in April time that they'll be able to see, but they'll probably be distilling something.
Okay.
And you'll be
Oh,
able to
okay.
smell it, and it'll be fragrant on the farm. You could probably ask, actually, if you called and say, "Hey, what are you going to be growing? And this is the times when we're coming.
Oh, wow.
What are you growing? Is there
Yeah.
any distillation going on?" And then you can also take a tour of like the corporate offices
Yeah.
too,
We
which
wanted
are
to
brand
do
new.
that.
Yeah, do that.
Yes.
Right, we
Yeah.
can do
Yep.
that.
It's huge, right? I
Yes,
saw the building.
huge.
Yeah.
Yep, we haven't
We'll
even
get
been there
free
since it's been
Ninja
finished.
Red syrup samples.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. awesome. They have thieves everywhere. They don't use any.
Thieves everywhere, of
Yeah.
course.
That's not good. They got thieves everywhere?
Oh,
They
yeah.
use hand sanitizers everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, so no like.
I'm not going to that.
You gotta see the Singapore office. When
your
you're in
pictures
the
looked
lift.
amazing.
Yeah, even before coming to the 5th level, when you just arrive at the 5th level and the lift doors open up, you smell the garden.
Oh.
Like, okay, I know where it is. You just
Wow.
follow the fragrance.
And Nancy is imported from Singapore.
Oh yeah.
In Malaysia
from
and
China.
It's from China actually. in
Right, but
over
it
east.
goes to Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines before it gets sent here.
Oh.
It says it right on the bottle. I was reading the bottle the other day.
I didn't even
And
know
it says
that.
imported from Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't
I didn't
even
know
know
that
that.
either.
Yeah, and the office is very, very beautiful. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay. Well,
I
that's
can't
good
wait
to
to
know.
see more of them. But yeah,
That's good to know.
so when you're buying essential oils, obviously when you're buying it from the grocery store or other places, you're buying it from an oil broker. You have no
Yeah.
idea where those oils were grown from, how the plants were cared for, and no other essential oil company in the world owns its own farms and co-partner farms. So with Young Living, you can actually be part of touring the farms, the offices. They have offices all over the world and farms all over the world. Sorry, honey, I'm gonna hold this up in front of you. But they have what's called the seed to seal guarantee, meaning that they start with heirloom seeds. They're non-GMO. They haven't been sprayed or anything like what we talked about. And then they are tested in their laboratories, which are like, I can't remember, the $4 million or $10 million laboratory. They have the leading research in the industry.
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to kind of
Yeah.
copycat Young Living,
Yeah.
but it's always a counterfeit to the
Right.
original.
Right.
And so you can go and visit these farms all over the world, be part of the harvesting process even. They have farms in Oman and Hawaii, in Sevilla, Spain, British Columbia, Canada, Australia, all over the place. And as a member, you can walk through and see how these things are being grown, talk with the farmers. It's really something awesome to be a part of.
Amazing.
South Africa, they have a new farm in Cape Town, Taiwan, all over the place, yeah. And
I've
then
been
a
to
big
Cape
part of
Town.
what they do is their foundation. So that's a big part of who they are. They have a couple different ministries. One, our favorite, is Hope for Justice. They're rescuing girls out of the sex slave trade industry. Soul Hope, Healing Faith Uganda, they have a few different ones. So I encourage you to read about that because that's a huge part of what they do. So how do you use essential oils? The first way is aromatically. So when you put an essential oil, number one, in your hands, can you actually just hand me my little oil bag right here on the ground? Yeah. When you drop even one drop of essential oils into your hands, these tiny little molecules pass through all the skin and get to the bloodstream. And when you're, just dump it upside down. Don't put your finger on the orifice, just so then we don't
Free
get our
lavender?
germs all over it. Yep. Put a couple drops in your hands.
There you go.
Rub your hands together and cup your hands over your face. And those tiny
There
little
you go,
molecules,
there you go.
just bathe in it. Those tiny little molecules travel up and they impact the part of your brain called the limbic system, which is the emotional storehouse of your brain. That part of your brain only corresponds through a sense of smell, not through touch, not through sight, sound, nothing. That's why you can walk in. Do you want to drop?
Oh, it only
That's-
goes to smell.
Only registers through smell. So that part of memory only registers through smell, and that part of the emotional storehouse only registers through smell.
Oh,
So
it's
that's why a
beautiful.
lot of people say, like, if they're walking in somewhere and they smell apples or cinnamon or apple pie or something, they'll say it reminds them of their grandma that used to bake apple pie. Or
right.
You can smell something
Memories.
and it'll trigger a memory.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so one little molecule travels up and gets to all 30 trillion cells in your body within a
30.
matter of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
It's
It is
amazing.
amazing.
It's like, whoa, who could have designed something so
God.
brilliant?
Right.
Only
Yeah.
him.
Exactly.
No one else.
So aromatically, just by smelling that way, and then the diffuser. Do you have a diffuser going in here or no?
No, I was
diffuser.
I was
Okay.
gonna write that
actually,
down. I was
yeah,
gonna.
didn't think
I
about
didn't.
that, yeah.
Thought
So
about it.
when you put the diffuser up, it's about a cup of water in there, and then you add 8 to 10 drops of whatever essential oil you want. A little less if you want a little less of a smell, but that's like a home air purification system. So when you do that, It gets rid of all the germs, bacteria, viruses, things in the air that we don't want happening. And so it purifies the air, but it also provides a really calming environment for you to just feel calm. It has an emotional impact, all of that. So a diffuser is a great way to get the benefits, and you'll get your diffuser with your kit, which is nice.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Did
happy.
he order the premium starter kit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you'll get a
Yeah.
diffuser. So when you get that, take that diffuser out, pick what oil you want in there, start it up,
Wow.
and just make sure that you use like spring water or distilled or just not tap
Distilled.
water.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll use that water.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, you can't. You have to use.
Well,
distilled
tap water has all of the contaminants in it. You know, the
Oh.
city water isn't necessarily great to diffuse.
Right,
Yeah.
probably distilled.
Yep. The second way to use it is topically, and so again, that's one drop in the hands, just like this, and then you're gonna apply. Now this is frankincense. That's like liquid gold of oil.
That
That's
is-
sacred frankincense.
That is.
That's
It
the
is
best.
That's
liquid
the good
gold.
stuff.
My favorite. Yep. That's the
This
best.
stuff is.
And so topically
Really
would
good.
be wherever you're going to apply it topically. Some great places to apply topical oils would be behind the ears, on the wrists, behind the neck, over the chest, around the ears, wherever. Really, there's no wrong place to put an oil except for in your eyes or in your ears. And so this frankincense, because it has so many anti-cancerous properties, what I like to do with this,
Yes, I love doing that too.
right under the tongue,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
you get it in your bloodstream,
Wow.
and all those anti-cancer properties are so good for your body.
Yeah.
It's also really oxygenating, so it's going to oxygenate the blood, oxygenate the cells, and we need oxygen.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
don't get enough oxygen. We don't breathe correctly. We're in a lot of places that not only spray Glade and other contaminants, but even the carpets are made with polyurethane, and all these are sprayed with stuff, you know,
And it's
fire
like fire,
retardants
yeah,
and
yeah.
all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff.
Retarded.
So
Sure.
we're, is a lot of poison.
That's
around us.
retarded.
Yes, it is. Just a lot of not great substances around. So one way to just help slowly detoxify your body and your cells is just by applying essential oils and smelling them.
Yes, and you know when
Nice.
I fast in some way, whether it's intermittent fasting or regular fasting, but I've been doing intermittent fasting and doing the oils. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
It is intense. I started seeing colors that I haven't seen before doing sacred
Ooh.
frankincense while intermittent fasting.
Ooh, can I give a testimony too?
Oh yes, about Esdras. Second
No, no.
Esdras.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna say that, but like,
Mention that.
I've been putting the oils on my head and face and chest for months, every day now, and I've gotten more words of knowledge in the last 2 months than any other 2-month time period as a Christian.
Huh.
The words of knowledge are shooting
Yep.
through the roof
It's
because they
true.
raise your frequency.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it's so easy word of knowledge where you feel something in your body.
Yep.
That's the easy way to get it. We're like, and so I'm getting this all the time now, and I
Wow.
know it's not.
That's awesome.
First and foremost, it's my relationship with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
But I know that I know that I know the oils are raising my frequency and
Yeah.
making that connection
Yes.
cleaner and
Yeah.
just more open.
Yeah.
And it's through the roof. I'm getting essential
That's awesome.
words of knowledge every day.
Well, you know what? And they're
Yeah.
oxygenating your pineal and your
Yes.
pituitary gland.
Yes.
So parts of the brain
Right.
are getting more oxygenated. And
Wow.
think about what God told Moses to diffuse in the Holy of Holies.
Sacred
Yes.
frankincense.
When the priests would go into the Holy of Holies to get the word of the Lord, they were told to diffuse
Yes.
frankincense. And it was Boswellia sacra,
Awesome.
sacred frankincense.
Awesome.
Isn't
Yes.
that incredible?
It's amazing.
Love that.
It is amazing. And even in Second Esdras, which is it's in the Septuagint. It was in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's considered an extra biblical text. Okay, Ezra, the prophet Ezra, is told by the Lord to undertake a fast. No food, no water, nothing except flowers. So he's
Oh,
getting the life force
Wow.
of the plant. And Second Ezra is incredible word.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
That's cool.
And then in that it says, God said, after you sit and eat those flowers for 7 days, then I'm going to talk to you.
That's when he received the vision from the
So he
Lord.
said, after you do that for 7 days, I'm going to talk to you.
Wow.
So that's really
So
powerful.
interesting.
Leviticus 17:11 says, "Life is in the chlorophyll."
Mm.
Paraphrase:
It does?
"Life is in the blood, but the blood of the plant is the chlorophyll."
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
nice.
That's
That's
good. That's
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Wow, that's so cool. I love that. All these little things that God sets up for us ahead of time, and then we get to discover them. And it's like,
I know, right?
ooh, what a fun
A
journey.
lot of fun.
It's like looking through your DNA of like 23andMe or Ancestry.
Yes, Yes.
You're looking back into the word.
Yes.
It's matching your experiences.
totally.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so topically is the other way to use it, but if it's a spicy oil, you can dilute it. I like to use Young Living's V6 oil. It's like a carrier oil, and carrier oils or vegetable oils are different than essential oils because they have really big molecules. Yeah. Essential oils have tiny little molecules. They go right through the skin layer. Olive oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, those kinds of oils will just sit in a puddle in your hand. They're thick, they're dense, they don't penetrate the same way that oils do. But if you're using oils on little babies or little ones, you may want to dilute. I always diluted with my babies because their skin is so sensitive. But great places to apply the oils to are on the bottoms of the feet because the large skin cells are there, or the large pores, and all of our nerve endings are there. So if you're sensitive or you don't like the smell of an oil but you want the benefits of it, put it on the bottoms of your feet and put your socks on, and then you get the benefits, but you don't have to smell what you may not like the smell of.
I love the smell.
I even love the smell of valerian.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you wearing valerian? I thought I smelled it.
It's in the rutavala.
Oh, rutavala. Yeah. Okay, that's what it is.
When the first time I put on valerian, my brother Bob thought I was mulching. He says, "You smell like mulch." I said, "No, it's valerian."
Yeah.
It's woody, right?
It's such an earthy smell.
Because I used to do lawn maintenance. He goes, "Oh, you're mulching?" I said, "No, it's valerian."
That's funny.
Okay, last way is internally. And again, you can only do this, you're only going to want to do this with Young Living oils, is take them internally. Other oils, if you take them internally, you're doing that at your own risk, but you won't want to do that. It says right on the bottle, when you go to the health food store, go look at other places, it'll say, do not ingest, call poison control if ingested, or some of them even say don't apply to the skin, which you know that they're not pure oils, so you can't even apply it to the skin. But Young Living oils are so pure you can take them internally. Right. So you can take them by putting them in your water. You just always want to use glass, stainless steel, or ceramic, just not plastic, because they'll pull the toxins right out of the plastic. And then you can use capsules, and so I get the big thing of capsules from Young Living. They're like $6 and you get 250 of them. They're just vegetable capsules. You pull them apart, you put whatever essential oils you want in there, and then you make your own little concoctions.
Cool.
So for us, a lot of people that have seasonal allergies, they'll use the blend, the allergy blend, 5 drops lavender, 5 drops lemon, 5 drops peppermint, and that works better than Claritin and Zyrtec and a lot of that other stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. So internally, you can take them that way because they're labeled to take for internal consumption. And then even like for sore throats, you can gargle thieves and all kinds of things like that. Okay, so essential oils, Young Living, that's like their hallmark, that's what they are known for, but they make an entire line of essential oil infused products. They're at-home products. The Thieves is like their flagship, complete chemical-free line. Wow. And so we use all of the Thieves cleaner, one little capful diluted with 16 ounces of water makes, I think 22 full-size bottles of cleaner, which makes it $1 a bottle. And it kills everything, all the bacteria, all the stuff. You can clean your toilets with it, your countertops, and you don't have to be worried that you're going to be poisoning yourself with Lysol and bleach and all of this stuff that's banned in other countries but allowed here. They make laundry soap, and all of this stuff is so concentrated. When I get the laundry soap, I take half of it, pour it in a mason jar, put the other half, I put purified water in, and I get 2 full-size bottles out of the laundry soap, which is awesome.
Well, you're frugal.
Yes, yeah, and it still works great. Some people do that even 3 times. Wow. But I feel like that's a little bit too much.
Stretching it.
You got a copy what the diamonds do.
That's right.
Diamonds, so when you get your warranty,
then there's something there.
When you do it, yeah.
I gotta get a copy this year.
Yes. That's gonna
add it
be
to
on
their
the.
group.
It's gonna be on the page.
Perfect.
We'll add you to that
Thank you,
group.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna check it out.
You too.
And then they make an entire line of supplements, vitamins, protein powders, really pure different minerals and different supplements that all have essential oils in them. The great thing about that is when you take a supplement with an essential oil, it increases the absorption rate by over 50%. So it's going to draw those minerals and nutrients right into the cell wall instead of like a lot of these supplements like Centrum and things like that, you just pee it out.
Yeah.
You know, you're not absorbing any of that stuff.
I do feel a difference taking the supplements.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
their
love the
supplements are
supplements.
quality.
I
They're
love the
really
chocolate
great.
protein powder. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
good.
is.
It's dessert. Yeah, I make it with ice and bananas or something with the kids. They just love
Very
it.
good.
Love it.
That sounds
I've had
good.
many chocolate protein powders over
Uh-huh.
the years. I'm 55. I've had many of them. This one's
Yeah.
the best.
It is so good.
It is the
tastes
best.
like chocolate milk.
Really good. It's delicious.
So just a few oils I'm going to go over. We won't go over all the oils in the kit, but when you get the kit is the best deal. It's the way that most people join. It's super discounted. You get 11 essential oils plus the at-home diffuser for $165. So basically you're getting that diffuser for free because when you add up everything in the kit, it's a $300 value.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You, I gotta give you more money because you, wait, no.
What did I give you? Yeah.
Yeah, but still gotta get shipped. It's 165 plus
Okay, perfect,
shipping. It
perfect.
comes out to like 184 or
Awesome.
something like that. So
Yep. Plus
I was
the
gonna
shipping.
give him
Yep.
some more money back because he gave me cash and I used my card and then
okay.
I was
Okay.
like, but then I was thinking, wait, he does have to get it shipped. He's not getting it here.
Oh, right.
It's getting
Yes.
shipped to him. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, well, yeah, with tax. And all.
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
So you get the most popular essential oils in there. Lavender is like the Swiss Army knife of all oils. When in doubt, use lavender oil.
Okay.
I mean, it works for everything. It's
Yeah.
great for sunburn, so we
Yep.
should probably.
Oh yeah, you got it really
I
right.
have an after-sun spray at home. In
think he got red
in the,
Right.
at the
Yeah,
hotel.
you got it.
Yeah, why don't
Your
you-
kids
let's
got
put
red
the
too.
drops
Your
in.
kids
I
got a
know,
lot
they
of
did.
sun.
Yeah,
Yes.
we actually.
Did
Did
I've
you
been-
love the beach?
I've been putting it on.
So
Oh yeah,
right?
we laid at the beach all day today.
Why don't you move to the beach?
I know.
Oh,
That's
they
our next
said they
step.
are.
Are you
Back
going
at
to?
the beach.
So when they're 18, they're coming
Oh.
down here.
Yeah.
I know,
Oh,
it is
wow.
kind of
You'll be neighbors.
I'm a
Yay.
beach
Your
girl.
husband's hat's like the mountains and yours
Yes.
is the beach.
I know, that's
I'm
Yeah,
totally
on the
us.
mountains,
He's
yes,
the mountain
yes.
guy, I'm the
You can
beach
see it on your
girl.
hat.
Oh
He
yeah,
said-
right.
He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
he said my baby reminds him of the
Yeah.
beach, and your hat is like the mountains.
Right.
That sums us up in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Beach
once
girl.
Pretty much.
You reward yourself when you hit Crown Diamond. You reward yourself
I
with a
know.
beach house.
I
That's
know,
right.
there you go.
Yes.
Our friends
Yeah,
of ours,
yes. Yes.
Mary,
A
who
beach
is
house on the
also a
mountains.
diamond in
We
our
need
group,
both
Yeah.
somehow.
they're looking at houses down here next month.
Oh my God, we'll all
Yeah.
be neighbors. We'll all
Yeah.
be sparkly.
Yeah, that's right.
diamonds.
Yeah, I know. Let me tell you, these Wisconsin winters are getting longer and longer as the years go by. So, yeah, we've been talking about it.
Yeah, we came to Florida. Actually, we came about 2 years ago just on a ministry trip to pray
Yeah.
for someone in the hospital.
Mm.
And when we were driving back, we were like, let's move here. We moved in 1 month.
Yeah, because you have a little bit of a Midwestern accent.
No, it's
Where-
New York actually.
okay.
New York, New Jersey.
Okay,
Okay.
which is, yeah, sounds a little Midwestern.
Yeah, I didn't
You know,
realize that.
I was in Wisconsin at Scott and Melody's church
Smaller town or
a year and a half ago at the beginning of winter, and there was a blizzard. and it wasn't supposed. It was too early for it. I think it was like
Yeah.
November.
Yeah,
it was
we
a
got snow early last
blizzard.
year.
It was a really bad blizzard
Yeah.
when I was there.
Oh, was it last? Did you say it was last year?
No, it was the year before
Oh,
last.
okay.
The year before last, and I think
'Cause
either
last year
November or
we just got
December.
plowed
Okay.
with snow every month.
It was at the beginning of the winter, and it was a shocker.
It is. Oh,
But I'm
man.
used to it. I'm from New Jersey. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to plow snow.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I did that for a
Yeah.
living with mowing grass during the summer and then plow snow in the winter.
yeah,
So I'm not, I'm used to it.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's such a treat being
Okay.
down here.
Yeah.
Well,
that's great.
Yeah, we can talk more after. So we'll try and just get through the class so that then your video won't be too long.
Okay.
But lavender, so sunburn, anything skin related, bites, bug bites, things like that. It's also really good for allergies because it's a natural antihistamine. So I was on where did we go in Washington? Whitewater rafting.
Spokane?
And in Spokane with a young living group, and a girl there got bitten by a wasp, and she's allergic to wasps and bees, and so she started to swell up instantly. And we were out in the middle of nowhere, but of course she was with everyone who had oils.
Wow.
And so the lavender oil.
Wow. That's like a commercial.
It is.
Everyone
told her
and everything.
Wow.
And she's like, I'm allergic, and so she did about half the bottle of lavender under her tongue. Yes, because she's She like would need an EpiPen
Yeah.
otherwise.
Wow.
She could die. She's that allergic.
Yeah, she
Wow.
was.
So half the bottle under, and all of that swelling went down, and she stayed and enjoyed the rest of the whitewater rafting
Wow.
trip.
Praise the
Oh,
Lord.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That is an advertisement.
Yeah.
That's a commercial.
Yeah.
And all of you guys are probably in ministry, it sounds like. So you're like,
So
in
many.
Jesus' name, receive it.
Many of them.
Yeah, the devil's not getting away with that in that
No.
crew.
Beautiful. Wow.
No way.
So yeah, lavender is the most versatile essential oil. You also get Valor and Peace and Calming are the new additions to the kit, which are nice. Oh, it's 12 oils now, isn't it?
Yes,
it's not
it's
11
12.
oils. It's 12 oils now.
Yeah,
Every
they
time they
added
update the kit, it takes me
Gets
like
better.
a year or two, yeah, to catch up. But Valor and Peace and Calming. Now these aren't the droppers; these are the roll-ons. I like the roll-ons just because it's nice to just be able to roll some stuff on.
Sure.
But this
We
is
love
great for
Valor's-
courage.
Yes.
It's
Valor's
what the
awesome.
Roman
Oh, wow,
soldiers, it's what the Roman soldiers used to use that blend before going into
It's a good
battle
guys
to
going through.
encourage
Oh.
courage and feelings of just
Wow.
confidence. And so, yeah, a lot of people like to wear this as a
Before harpooning somebody?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It smells so good. It has a low frequency, the same frequency that your bones have. So a lot of
really?
chiropractors use it, and that's why we call it chiropractor in a bottle, because it helps to align the spine by allowing all the muscles along the spine
Wow.
to relax so that your spine can straighten itself.
There you
It's
go.
one of the main oils used in the raindrop technique massage, which is for spinal strength and health.
Wow, because I found that I need to straighten my spine
Yeah,
more.
me
you
too.
know?
I hunch a lot.
Yeah, and I just love Valor. It's like the Lord, it's like your body naturally
Yeah.
is drawn
Drawn to
to
it.
what you need.
Yeah, yeah. So Valor, I will put that one on before and after chiropractic adjustments. Yeah,
Yeah,
it smells
Valor
so
is-
good.
You got
One of my
one
favorites.
Yeah.
And it helps your adjustment
what
to
it's
take
for.
longer. So on the neck, all along the spine, and then whereas a lot of times Larry, he used to get nervous about public speaking. He's way better now, but he used to put so much
Yeah.
Valor on before.
You're a
because he
natural.
really
Every time before
felt
I
like
get up,
it gave him more courage and confidence. And a lot of people do that. I know speakers that take the stage that speak to hundreds of thousands of people, and they swear by using Valor before they
Wow.
speak
Wow.
to people.
Yeah.
Yep. So you get that one in the
Survivor.
kit, and then
Yeah,
you
that's
also
real.
get
I think I could take one personal item with me. That'd
You
be
can
good.
take one, it'll be Valor.
Yes, sir.
That would be a
Make
good
sure
one.
it's a big one.
Yeah.
It would.
And then Peace and Calming is another one that you get in the kit. I love the smell of this oil. It's such a relaxing, calming. I mean, it does exactly what it says it does. It's so calming and relaxing. So if you're feeling stressed, anxious about anything, just put the Peace and Calming on.
I'm pretty sure I wanted to put
That's
it
You
a
in.
know
light.
that one? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got ylang ylang in it.
Oh, ylang is my new favorite.
Oh, I love it.
Smells
It smells
good.
like
It's
bananas to
exhilarating.
me.
Bananas?
I don't know why. It was one of the first. It was the very first oil that I ever bought from Young Living. Was
Oh,
ylang
wow.
ylang.
You probably
Oh,
had
it's
like
beautiful.
a banana right before getting the oil.
Maybe.
So now it's like, oh, this is my banana oils here. It's my new fave.
It's like the most
Smells so
It's
good.
exhilarating.
Yes.
Ylang.
Uh-huh.
Smells
It's
good.
called the perfume tree. The ylang
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
it
wow, I
is.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
And they used to cover the beds of newlyweds with the flowers of ylang ylang.
Yeah, I read that on that app.
And the greatest fragrance from the ylang ylang tree comes from midnight to 3 a.m., which is interesting because that's also the third and fourth watch where the Lord
Interesting.
walked with Adam at 3 a.m., the fourth watch.
Wow.
And the greatest fragrance comes out at that time when the Lord, engages with man in a very special way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Young
Oh,
Living
I
actually
love that.
they hire workers.
Third shift.
Yes.
Yeah,
To
they hard.
pull the
harvest
plants
Harvest
at
at
the
time.
nighttime, yeah.
And you'll never see any
Before
other
the sun
company
comes
up.
doing
No
that
way.
paying third
No.
shift workers to go when the plant
They
is
believe.
Yeah.
has its
Yeah.
highest
It's real.
aromatic and
Yeah.
medicinal
Right.
compounds. Same with oranges. When you pull them at nighttime, they have the
Oh,
highest
really?
levels of vitamin C and
Yeah.
different chemical constituents.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So Peace and Calming is another one you get in there. Digize is one that I never travel without because if somebody gets an upset tummy or something like that, this one is great to put in a capsule because a lot of people don't like the taste of it. I will a lot of times put it right on my tongue because it helps to increase enzyme activity for your body to break down food. But another great way to use it is right over your navel, couple drops, just right over your belly button. If you eat something that is upsetting in any way, you're welcome to put a drop on, but a lot of people don't love the smell just because it has fennel, anise, tansy. It's got all those digestive type oils, but it's so good for upset stomachs. If you feel like you're going to vomit or anything like that, you take some digest oil.
I just swallowed it. It's really good.
I do it often after a heavy meal, or if you have heartburn or acid reflux or indigestion of any kind.
Yeah.
Digest is a great oil.
Right, because I had a little bit of that because eating too much bread.
Yeah. Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. So, yep, and then you can put those. Oh, I brought a couple of the capsules, didn't I? Oh no, they're not in here. Never mind. They're in my.
I won some. I won some of those things for this iron roller. Did you get it too? You get it for the roller.
No, I meant the capsules. The
Oh,
little
okay.
vegetable
Oh,
capsules.
no.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I know. I won something. I won something here.
So when you enroll someone, host a class online or in person, and get someone on Essential Rewards, do one of all three, then you get a 3-pack of the rollers.
There you go.
Yep.
He's got his today, and I'm gonna get mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
Does he get anything, or do I get it?
You get it. Yep.
I'll give you one of
So
those.
if he,
No, but he can also.
if he enrolls someone with gets them on Essential Rewards and does something online or in person, then he'll get the 3-pack of rollers, but he'll also get in the drawing for first place is a $480 kit of oils.
30 oils.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then second place is what did we do for second place? Did we do the
It
feelings
was a
kit?
set of other oils, purple and pink oils, like
Was it the feelings kit?
feelings kit.
Okay, yep. And
Now
then
he's
we
gonna
have
go home and
there's
say-
so many different things.
He's gonna he's going to spirit and say, I won it already. So now, how am I gonna get it? He's gonna go home and say, I won it already.
Yeah.
Gotta do the thing. And then the third prize was the Cbd Roller. And so this is the Cbd Roller. I love this. I use this almost every single day. So this is Cbd Oil. Young Living came out.
I've not tried that yet.
I just first want to say CBD is not marijuana. They are not the same things, although they both come from the cannabis plant.
Right.
CBD has no THC in it, so less than 0.3% THC is detected. So it doesn't come up that you have CBD in your system if you take a blood test or anything like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really groovy.
Yeah. No, there's no psychoactive effects.
Unfortunately, I was born in that era. And the hippies.
That's such a 60s word.
I'm more than 50.
Same here.
So the thing is we all have an endocannabinoid system. It's in every medical literature and every medical document. Before 1930, it was a requirement. People were actually forced to, you were penalized by the government if you did not grow hemp on your land.
Wow.
Hemp was
What?
used, yes. Hemp was
That's
used for
okay.
everything. Even our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was written on hemp. It was used for clothes. It was used for so many things, skincare, all of the things that now have been replaced with soy and other pollutants are what was previously used with the hemp plant.
Wow.
And so, yes, oh yeah.
Invest in hemp. Invest in hemp.
Yes, you can. CBD, yeah. I wrote down a few things. I was just reading my CBD book.
This is educational.
It is so good. When you learn about this, you're like, what? So hemp, okay, I already said that about the hemp and the marijuana. Hemp is one of the earliest known cultivated plants. It was officially recorded as early as 2800 BC and was also practiced in modern day Europe in the early Christian era. Ropes, papers were made from it. It comes from the Greek word cannabis. It's believed to be mentioned in the Bible as part of the holy anointing oil.
Yes.
Under the Greek word cannabinoid.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roman and Greek physicians wrote about consuming hemp to relieve stiffness, joint, gout-related conditions. In the 13th century, Marco Polo returned from his journey with hemp and talked about it, about the wonders of this plant. During the 1920s, hemp was a major crop, and up to 80% of clothing was made from hemp textiles. taxes were paid with hemp for over 200 years between the 17th and 18th century, and it was illegal not to grow hemp.
Wow.
The early economy of the United States of America depended on growing hemp. Historic figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin were actively involved in the creation of the hemp industry. In 1850, cannabis was added to the U.S. Pharmacopoeia, where it is described as a treatment for neuralgia, tetanus, typhus, cholera, rabies, dysentery, alcoholism, anthrax, leprosy, incontinence, gout, uterine bleeding, among other things. So it was earliest in 1850. It was added to the U.S. Pharmacopoeia for all of those things.
I know what I'm gonna name my son.
Cannabis?
Cannabis.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a great school.
He's gonna be teased a lot. He's gonna be teased.
Not a good move.
Oh my gosh. And then in the 1900s is when things changed. The Pure Food and Drug Act passed a law in 1906 that included marijuana to be an addictive drug. That 1906 act paved the way for the eventual creation of the FDA. Pharmaceutical giants at the time had trouble standardizing marijuana drugs and did not like the idea that people could just grow them by themselves without having to purchase expensive drugs. So, kind of interesting. So, cannabis became criminalized in the United States in 1937 against the advice of the American Medical Association.
Wow.
The act was finally declared unconstitutional in 1969, but the law was put back into place in 1971. And that same Toxic Substance Control Act is the same act that grandfathered in over 100,000 chemicals into the United States, and only 200 of them are allowed in Europe and in other nations. So we have allowed all of these chemicals and toxic things while we banned the use of cannabis, even though medical literature and scientific literature shows that we have an endocannabinoid system that is severely starved because of the lack of hemp and CBD products that is now in our diet and in our nutrition.
I'm ordering it April 3rd. That's my day.
Your essential rewards day.
Do you have a headache?
No.
Who's got a headache in here? Anybody? Anybody got a headache?
Do one of you girls have a headache? Mercy, do you have a headache?
Sunburn, maybe?
Nobody's got a headache?
I thought someone did today on the way here though.
Oh.
Someone said it. Yeah, on the way here.
Is
You
it
said
gone
that.
now?
Direction.
Oh, okay.
It's gone? Okay.
Were you sensing a headache for
Okay.
I
somebody?
just felt something going through my head.
Okay.
Well, maybe it was his sunburn.
Maybe. Maybe.
She did on the way here. I remember her saying something about it. Yeah. She's feeling better now though.
Yeah.
So I brought these
Healed in
notes.
Jesus' name.
I brought these notes to share with you and also to leave with you, Tom and Ahava, so that you have these. But these were written up by my friend Angela, who is a holistic nutritionist. She's awesome. But it basically just goes through endocannabinoids, how the two receptors, CB1 and CB2, are found in the central nervous system, the brain, and in the gut. And what responds to that is CBD oil. That's what feeds those receptors. And then she talks about why it's different, because right now CBD just was passed in 2019 as a law. It was passed in in every state in the United States. Now we can all have CBD. Actually, I back that up. I think North Dakota still, I can't remember what the law is in North Dakota. It's changing so fast. But basically, it's made it like the Wild West for CBD. So you see it everywhere. I don't know about here, but I know at home, there's kiosks set up everywhere outside of the malls, in every store, at the grocery store. There's like CBD cookies and CBD lip balm and CBD drinks. Is it
And
like
that brings
that
the
here?
quality down.
Yeah. It's the low quality, and here's the
Yeah.
thing that you need to know about CBD. So the hemp plant is an awesome plant because it is a really eco-friendly plant. You don't have to water it very much. It soaks up everything in the nutrients around it, or in the soil around it, but that's what also makes it a very, you have to be very, very specific when you're getting CBD, because most people are not growing CBD oil organically. They're spraying it with water that has tons of heavy metals in it.
Yeah.
And so most of the CBD oil that's been tested, that's on the market, is saturated with heavy metals, pesticides, fertilizers, and toxins. You do not want to buy CBD oil from somewhere that you don't know where it's coming from.
You did?
I did. I bought CBD oil few months ago, before I got in here,
Yeah.
and I have a really bad hip.
No, you don't.
Well, no, I don't. I have a really good hip.
But
And
she's working on
I
it.
tried it, I tried it, and something just didn't feel right to me. And it didn't burn or anything like that. It just didn't feel right to me.
Oh.
But it didn't do any good either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never used it.
Okay, so the two things are, number one, so this is the CBD oil from Young Living. They are the first ones to obtain both their hemp farms have obtained both the USDA Certified Organic and the USDA Certified Organic Handlers Association.
Wow.
Yes, certification, sorry, not association, certification. It's ISO and GMP certified. They're tested in our seed to seal laboratories. So this is tested in I think it's a $13 million laboratory, is what Young Living says, right?
It's the best in the land.
It's something, it's
the
the best in
essential oils.
the world.
Yeah.
There aren't even labs that exist like that. You can scan the back of this code and it'll show you all of the testing certifications in it and at all the levels for everything that are in it. It is awesome.
Wow.
So 0 THC, so it's not going to have those psychopathic effects, but I will tell you what you notice. So you do take a dropper full. You start out with just about a quarter dropper full, and then you work up to about a half of a dropper full, and then up to a full dropper full. So twice a day is what's recommended. Your body wants that twice a day to start regulating that system back in place. And it is awesome. There are so many. There's 890 research links just that she posted in here from Dr. Ali's book, The Miracle of CBD Oil, which is pretty incredible. But it's for everything from inflammation, pain, anti-seizure, neuroprotective, anti-acne even, because it's good for inflammation, which a lot of times is what is, the problem with acne. Anxiety and addiction relief, so many things. There is no one that doesn't need CBD oil. It was a crop that was stolen from us that never should have been taken and removed from our diet, that now people are getting understanding and wisdom on. But you need to make sure that you're taking the pure stuff. So I love this CBD oil. It's grown from our seed to seal. It's USDA certified organic, and you will start noticing the effects of it in about, I would say it only took me, the first night that I took this, I slept all night through, and I hadn't done that in years.
Wow.
So we were at convention, they released this. I took a straight dropper full right under
Oh,
my
you
tongue.
okay? You just okay. You can put
Right
it in
under the
water.
tongue.
Can you put it in water
No,
also?
right under
Oh,
your
just
tongue.
really? Okay.
Yep, and then it gets right to you sublingually. You hold it under your tongue for about 30 seconds.
You
Okay,
don't
get
sit
And
on
then
your thigh, you just move up
So
and
they
down.
have a
I'm
pain
getting the
cream that is
cinnamon one in
incredible.
April.
If you have pain anywhere, I just had Larry, I didn't bring my pain cream, darn. I have him do this on my back often, because a lot of times, I don't know
There's
why,
a
I
CBD
just,
pain cream too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. on
Right,
the thing.
right.
the pain cream is incredible
She
for
loves it.
pain.
She
It's
loves it.
so good, because it takes away pain like nothing that I've ever used.
Wow.
Debbie's taking notes.
Yeah.
By the way.
So get on your next order,
How
do
about
this.
memory? Do we have anything for memory?
Well, the
Rosemary.
CBD oil,
Rosemary.
and the CBD oil is incredible for memory.
memory?
That's one of the
Yeah.
parts that it
Oh.
corresponds in the with the brain.
Because
is memory.
I always just connected CBD with pain relief, but
No.
there's so much more.
So much more.
Something
So
with the
I know.
eyes. You were telling me
Healthy
something with the
gut.
eyes
Yeah,
too.
I didn't bring my book. Darn. I could have just given you a few studies. But anyway, yes, it's eye health, cardiovascular health, high blood pressure,
That's right.
anything neurodegenerative. So, and memory issues are neurodegenerative. Ultimately, they're affecting a part of our brain. So, not being able to remember, not being able to think clearly. The endocannabinoid system, the gut is the second brain. It's what correlates to the brain itself. And so, when you don't have a healthy gut, you're not going to have a healthy brain. This helps the gut and the brain. You'll
Right.
notice a difference with this.
Well, I can't wait until April 3rd.
Yeah.
Essential rewards
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
My
Same.
Is
mother,
that cinnamon? I'm getting it.
You can
Yeah.
do the quick order too. Just
Oh.
FYI, you don't have to do
I
it.
get so many essential oils. It's
You're
it's
the
like,
focus
I'm
right
so-
now.
You guys are using them.
I put them on like Gary Young,
Oh, this is just a small portion of what we
Head,
have.
face, midsection, 4 times a day.
Me too.
We have so many oils right now.
As
You
long
should
as
see
you're
our
using
bathrooms.
them, that's what makes
Yeah.
the difference.
Oh, yeah.
So adding the
Right.
oils to your water,
Yeah.
putting the
Use 'em.
lemon, the citrus fresh, which you'll get in your kit, add that to your water just to boost your metabolism, flush your lymphatic system, all of that.
It's so easy to use it.
Yes. And then
That's
there's
really
the
good.
lemon. Yep, lemon is good too.
That's that part out.
It's antibacterial, antiviral, and it will take off Sharpie marker. So if you have Sharpie marker or gum or something gooey stuck to something that you need to get off, put a couple drops of lemon oil on it, let it sit for a few minutes, and then wipe it right off.
Yeah.
You can also use a drop on the wash rag to clean your countertops with, and it'll get rid of any bacteria like E. coli, anything nasty that doesn't belong. Lemon oil is awesome.
That was edible.
You can drink it,
Yep.
Just don't put lemon oil on your face and then go right out in the sun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, an hour or two later. So
See, that's what
a
Larry
little-
did. See, that's why you tell old Larry.
It will.
See,
You can
that's
really
what
burn.
happens.
You can really burn.
Yeah, so citrus
Any
oils
citrus oil.
are photosensitive, so
burn.
don't go right out in the sun after you've put lime, grapefruit, orange, tangerine, lemon, citrus fresh, like right on your face or
Right,
right where.
I use like longevity on my face, and it's so strong.
Why do you use that on your face?
I don't know. I just love it. It's so intense.
She's a masochist. She likes to.
I
Like,
just love it because I can feel it so deeply.
Oh, good.
Well,
Wow.
that's because it has cinnamon in it. It's a really
Yes,
Yeah, it's
I
really
love
strong.
it.
she puts it on and she comes running out of the bathroom.
Okay, can I give you a few other suggestions that would be probably better for your face than? No, a few other suggestions that would be better for your skin. No, longevity, which is cinnamon.
Tom wakes up with the pink eye.
And it gets in my eyes, but I feel like it's good for my eyes, so I don't mind.
Yeah,
I
okay,
put,
so
I put blue tansy. When I had blue tansy, I put it all over me. I look like the Blue Man group. You know the Blue Man group?
Tansy is
yeah.
good for
Oh,
skin.
yeah.
Blue
I
tansy
put
is
it
good
all
for
over
skin.
me.
And then when the
Blue
FedEx
Tansy's
guy
awesome.
comes, he's like, "Open the door!" I can't get the door. It's all
It's
blue.
like I'm the Blue Man group.
Oh my gosh. It is really
Okay,
good.
a couple really great oils for your skin for skincare are sacred frankincense or frankincense.
Yeah.
Myrrh is incredible. There's a reason Queen Esther used it for
Yeah,
as long as she did. But it also is good for renewing those the cells and turning over like the skin rate, the rate that the cells in your skin renew. So
I don't think
sacred
I renew
frankincense.
anymore.
Oh, they do. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Ylang ylang is another really good one.
My fave.
Patchouli oil is good. They're all really regenerative for your skin and for your face. And then Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood is really good too and helps to boost collagen production in
Royal
the skin.
Hawaiian Sandalwood. Oh wow.
And
You know
so
what I do
the
with patchouli? I take the little plastic thing off because I'm
you
impatient.
don't want to wait.
So I take it off and then I just pour it from the bottle.
I do that too.
Do you really do that? I knew I was a diamond.
Oh, because it's thick. It's thick.
It's so thick. It's such a
Right.
vicious oil. Yeah.
It's like I don't have time for this.
Myrrh too. Same with valerian is such a thick one too. And
Sandalwood.
Yeah.
I want to get it too.
Me too.
And helichrysum is really good. Helichrysum?
Helichrysum
Yes.
is great for scars and for
Right.
skin regeneration too.
Yeah,
Right.
because we have a friend in Malaysia, Stephen, Super Stephen. I don't know if he's watching this. Maybe you'll watch this later. But we went to Malaysia and we saw his face and we were shocked. What happened to you?
Difference.
He had been using it for a few weeks and the difference in his skin,
Whoa.
It was tremendous.
Wow.
Difference.
tremendous. You look like a new person.
Can
I
you buy
think he
that
used
by
an
the gallon?
advertisement for helichrysum.
Whoa.
Can you buy that by the gallon?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of that one?
Helichrysum. It's the farms are in Croatia. HELICHRYSUM. The
Oh,
smell
she
is a bit
knows her
strange,
stuff.
but-
She spells it and everything.
And helichrysum is a must-have for first aid kit because it'll stop a bleeding head wound instantly with a drop.
Really?
So if
Wow.
you've got
Coagulates the
something
blood.
bleeding, yep.
So always keep oils with you.
So when I go to my rugby game, I'll bring it with me.
Yeah.
When I take a camper, she makes me take it if I go camping or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Oh yeah. In case
If I
a
order
bear
all those
bites you in the
three
head.
things, do you use
Decapitations.
together,
I see the decapitations, I put it on the neck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, put that back on.
Crystal, Debbie has a question.
Oh, no.
So if I order all of those three things, do you use them together or
So
separately?
you can. So what some girls like to do is they'll get from Amazon for $1 or $2, one of the little dropper bottles, and you can make
Those
your
are
own
the
little
ones.
concoction with adding the oils, and you can dilute it with a little bit of a jojoba oil or almond seed oil or apricot seed oil or something like that, and then you have a dropper and you rub it on your face after you've applied your moisturizer, or you can use that as a moisturizer, or you can just rotate and do a couple drops at a time after you've applied your moisturizer. But the reason that you want to use it with a carrier on your skin or after your moisturizer is because essential oils are volatile, meaning they're drying. So they're not a hydrating oil like a jojoba or something like that. So when I put oils on my face, I always put it on after my moisturizer so that I have a barrier so that it's not drying out my face, because the insides of my hands are really dry because of the amounts of oils that I'm putting on there all the time. And so that's why on your skin you always want to have a barrier there, because you want to keep that nice and moisturized and hydrated, so you're adding it to a moisturizer or a fatty carrier oil like a jojoba or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, you can do the mixture or rotate one in the, or you could do all three at a time, myrrh, patchouli, whatever, and rub that together. It's just personal preference. I like the idea of the dropper though, because it's real nice and easy, and it feels a little luxurious to me to get a bottle and fill it up with your favorite oils and then apply it to your skin at nighttime or in the morning. Yeah. So, and then the last oil from the kit, I'll just talk about for a minute. It's not the last oil from the kit, but as you see, there's 12 oils that come in the kit. But Thieves Oil is like the one that everybody tries to copy from Young Living. This is such an antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal blend. This is the oil that we use every time we get sick. We will use Thieves Oil. So I like to gargle it, a little water, drops of Thieves, and then I drink
Don't
it
put
down.
it on your face, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little spicy
Just
for your face
Well, it
because it
doesn't
has
time.
cinnamon
I
and
love
clove in
this.
it. Yep.
I can This happens every time. See, every time he goes to the bathroom, I hear all these bottles clinking away, and he comes out, and there's this gushes of wind, and I can smell it.
Yes.
A fume of oil.
Fumes
Yep.
everywhere.
Oh my
What else can I
goodness.
apply this on my hands,
It's good
scalp,
for your feet.
feet?
Put
So
that one on your
good.
feet. That
Yeah,
one's a really
your bottom
Oh.
of your feet,
Right here?
not spicy.
Yeah.
You drink
Yeah.
it, and it'll
Right,
get rid
right.
of, if
Yeah.
you've got a cold, it'll cut down that cold like real fast. You keep doing that every hour in a glass of water or gargling it, and it'll get rid of that. When I fly,
bubonic plague, they used it during the time of
Yes.
the bubonic plague. And these thieves that were plundering the dead bodies because nobody wanted to touch it, with all this jewelry on it, but they were unharmed because they were covered in thieves.
Wow.
And in Singapore, you can only buy one bottle of thieves. You're not allowed to buy more during the
Yeah.
coronavirus.
They were being
Oh, no
swamped.
Oh,
Really?
the place,
Oh,
the
they all just
stores
being
are
swamped.
empty, and
Wow.
our friend went there and he said, "This is the only place that does business right now."
I wonder if people here are buying a bunch and shipping them.
They might be, yeah,
Wow.
because you're only allowed one at the stage.
Yeah, I stock up on Thieves. I've got about 15 or 16 bottles of
Wow.
Thieves, and I always have them on hand because when we get sick, I'll go through a whole bottle myself. Well, when you have a family of 6,
Yeah.
use multiple, and usually somebody will always say, I ran out of Thieves, I have this going on, do you have an extra bottle? So we always, plus I like to be prepared. I have a little stash set aside for only my family that's like a prepper kit,
Right.
because you don't know, like, or even right now what's happening with people. I mean, the toilet paper is out of stock in so many of these
In
places.
Singapore.
Did you see that? In Costco and things like that, because people are buying this stuff up. So you don't know, or people who are without electricity for a week, or when the hurricane hit in Louisiana and they couldn't go to the store and buy their
yeah,
meds
it
and
was a
things like
disaster,
that.
right?
You want to be stocked up and have on hand
Yeah.
a separate little stash for like your stash that you need, like Helichrysum if you've got an emergency, things like this. And it's not out of fear, but out of wisdom to be prepared if something happens
Yeah.
and you need it.
Yeah.
You've got your stash.
You know, stash is not a good word to use when you're talking about the CBD oil. You gotta like tweak that, you know.
Stash of CBD. This is a business.
I will have to start talking about CBD. Need a stash of CBD. Oh my gosh. Didn't even think about that. I have the whole thieves line. When I fly, I take all of my thieves with. I mean, as soon as we got on the plane, I spritz down the seats, the trays, because I'm not afraid, but I also don't want to sit in a germy environment where people are hacking and sneezing and all this stuff, and they don't clean those planes the way that they should.
Yeah.
So I do the trays, all of the things, wipe it all down in our hotel room, the remote controls, the doorknobs, because I like to sleep in a clean environment, and also the chemicals and the toxins and all that stuff. So I spritz that down, the little Thieves spray. You'll get this in your kit. And then also the Thieves hand sanitizers. I just saw that they're out of stock, but they're expected to come back in on the 12th, I think, which is that today? What is the date today?
It's like the 5th.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll have a few more days.
You can just use essential the
It's the 5th, you're right, it's the 5th today, right?
But the sanitizer I love because instead of like, you only need a little bit because it is aloe based, and so it spreads over your whole hands really nice. But don't use the Purell and all of that stuff. It has little bits of antibiotics in it, so it's making your immune system immune to antibiotics when you actually need it. Plus, they contain triclosan, which is a hormone-disrupting chemical that they're trying to get banned nationwide because it attacks your thyroid, your hormones, and makes sense that we have all of these fertility problems and all these problems that we have hormone-wise.
It's the devil.
Yep.
Devil did
So
all
we've
that.
got nurses that will use this in the ICU and all of this stuff. They carry it with them because they have to constantly be putting that hand sanitizer on, and they don't want to poison themselves with the Purell. So I get this in the big bottle, and then I just refill my little bottles, and we all take them with us.
Watch out, Purell's gonna send their henchmen
Oh,
out
boy.
after you.
Yeah, if we have any
They have
Purell
some.
spies on our essential
Yeah,
Oh no. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so those are the gist of them. The what else comes in there? RC oil. Oh, RC does not
talk
come in
about
the
Stress
kit.
Away?
It's Raven.
Oh yes,
Stress
we
Away-
changed to
Right?
Raven.
Yeah.
Man away.
So Raven oil is really good for your chest. So just know if you get any type of cold or bronchial thing, put Raven oil over your chest, and it'll help to pull out, like, it's anti-mucolytic, so it helps to pull out mucus and things like that. Stress Away oil is a great oil to use when you're feeling
It's got
stressed.
the roll-on on
Yeah, so you get this little
Yeah,
roll-on
that's good.
top in your kit when it comes, and so you can take that top little orifice off, and the way that you put this on is you put the top on there, so you can make any of them a roller. You put the top on there, and then you take the black top,
Oh yeah, and then
twist
you
it on.
and then it puts it on there, right?
Yep,
Yep.
and you turn just
Oh, it
until you
pushes
hear
it
it click, and then it pops on there. And then when you want to take it off, just do the same thing and pop that off.
Oh yeah.
But Stress Away is a great oil. Is it okay if they try
Yeah,
this?
yeah. I don't think there's anything left, but you could try and get it
Well,
out.
it's still, is it still wet in there?
Is it
Oh
still-
yeah, it is. Stress Away is a great oil when you're feeling stressed. It has lime,
You're not
copaiba.
feeling stressed though.
It's
Well, why would you say no to
anti-inflammatory.
oils?
No, you're not
That one, a lot of people say that one smells like vacation in a bottle.
Vacation in the
Yep.
bottle.
It
It
has
does.
lemon in
It
it.
does feel like vacation. Yeah, that's what it, just the beach.
Appreciate it.
You know, it smells like Florida.
Yeah, it does.
It
The
does.
lemon and the Citrus Fresh oil that come in your kit. Citrus Fresh is great to drink. It's a blend of a lot of citrus oils, and you can put it in your water. Just again, remember to use glass, stainless steel, or ceramic.
Is there
Oh, yeah.
grapefruit in it?
It has grapefruit too.
But
Grapefruit
Not
doesn't
BPA,
interact with
What's that?
medications. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
So grapefruit
No,
oil,
BPA,
when
no,
it's
no.
distilled,
No,
all of those
no.
compounds
Okay,
are distilled
blast it
out
off.
of it. So the
It'll
oil
melt
doesn't
it, actually.
interact
Oh.
with
Oh,
medications
that's
the same way
nice.
that
Good
grapefruit
stuff, this
juice
one.
is.
Wow.
Yep.
It's-
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, and then lemon oil comes from the lemon rind. I think it's like 25 lemon rinds to get one drop of essential oils.
Wow.
A lot of, it would take a lot of herbs to get the same amount that it would for oils. So very different. But lemon oil, I talked about that one, great for removing Sharpie marker, gum, anything like that.
Mhm.
What's any left?
Yeah, lemon oil is
There's
good.
that one. And this one is good.
I
I
can't
love the
smell
smell
anymore,
of
but
citrus
all-
fresh.
With
That's
our
what the
kids, we
oils
use
are
the
made.
lemon oil to clean quite a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Citrus fresh.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I did that 3 times in 3 different locations.
Oh.
Pulling hairs out. Pulling hairs out.
Citrus Fresh is one of my favorite ones to diffuse. If you're looking for something really up, like something that's mood boosting and just kind of it perks you up. They've done studies on this, and they found that when they diffuse citrus fresh, not only did it make people feel more calm, but it made them feel more happy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that one's a great one to diffuse. And then peppermint. This is Larry's bestie. He's always got peppermint on him. But peppermint, it takes 28 cups of peppermint tea to get 1 drop of peppermint oil. This one will wake you up. It's also great for headaches. What I like to do a lot of times is just to put a drop on my hand
That's what I do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
lick it off,
good.
and then it just wakes you up. It opens up your respiratory, your nasal passage. It just,
Just like
I have it.
It really does.
you have tea every morning. Oh, okay.
Honey. That's what I do every morning.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
That's a
maybe
good
try to see how you like a drop of peppermint oil. It's going to be a lot stronger.
Jesus wouldn't be bad for
No,
that.
I put
Oh,
peppermint
that's what
on
you
my
use.
mix,
Oh.
on my stomach.
Yeah, I use
Really?
peppermint oil
yeah,
and
'cause-
water.
Okay.
Yeah,
Digestion too.
Yeah, I do it all over my stomach.
And
Yep.
I put
That's
just a
great
little bit
idea.
of honey in it.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
nice.
that amazing how
Oh.
quickly
I
it
do get
just-
headaches
Okay.
a lot. And I
Do you feel like it helps
Do you
your
get
digestive
headaches?
system
headaches a
too?
lot, but
Yeah.
I don't have one now.
I love it.
But I
It
do
didn't,
often.
it didn't make a difference if you didn't have one then.
No.
So you,
Oh.
but you get headaches a lot.
You can send it to the dentist so they can pull teeth.
Because I felt that thing go through my head when you came in and you were right here. I felt that going through my head. It was right before you sat down again.
Huh.
I felt that going through my head, and it was your that
That's why I use
I
peppermint
can
so
feel
much.
it now over here.
Oh, so what should you pray for?
Yeah. So he didn't have a headache at the moment, but
he
your
gets
head headaches a lot.
often.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So Lord, we
Yeah.
thank you for healing for Larry.
Yes.
So no more headaches in the
Yeah.
name of Jesus Christ. We speak that over you. No more. Any unclean spirit trying to cause headaches, get out completely in Jesus' name. Be free of that. Be healed in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. And I curse the root of any
Yes.
worry. There's some worry that's been on your mind. I root it out from the very roots in Jesus' name. I speak the mind of Christ upon you, that you will get ideas from heaven, divine strategies. Rest in Jesus' name.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes, and you're a Royal Crown Diamond.
Amen.
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Even before me.
Thank you.
Hey, wait! Everyone here is going to be Royal Crown.
Yes.
Royal Crown Diamond.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Yes.
Amen.
Do you guys have kids?
No.
Too
If we had
bad.
kids, we would show them off all over the
But
place.
they have grandkids.
We got married late in life.
Yeah. No, but we might have kids later. We just weren't ready.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the Lord knows that we weren't ready, you know. So,
Yeah.
but we might later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be such great parents.
Oh.
Yeah,
Love
Okay.
kids.
that
thank
you
you.
don't.
We believe
Yes.
we're going to be parents. We believe that.
Yeah.
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 You would be just fantastic
very much.
parents.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Yeah.
so much. That's so sweet.
My daughter had her first child. And she was, well, she's 44 now. And she was 43.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She couldn't.
I
How old is
almost
your
want to have kids late because Sarah had kids at a late age,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and I just almost
Well,
want that
why
as a
not wait until you're
testimony.
90?
Not when I'm 90.
You're more
That's how
mature
old Sarah
parent
was. She
at
was
that point,
90.
which is nice.
What's that?
You're more mature when you're
Yes.
a more mature parent.
And you appreciate it so much too. Yeah.
That's a good
don't have the
movie.
oils
That's a good
Yes.
Yes.
movie. Yeah, the
How old
reverse,
is Mary
the
Young?
reverse thing.
Mary Young was 50 when she first had her first baby.
Wow.
Oh, really?
52 or 54 when she
Oh
had
my
her second
gosh.
baby.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a pregnancy protocol. They wasn't able to get pregnant. She had a pregnancy protocol with oils that Gary made for her, oils and supplements. She had the first baby at
Incredible.
50. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So Panaway is the last oil in the kit, and this is a blend of wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint, and this is great for pain.
It's very
So-
strong.
This one, can you just pass that over to me?
That's
that
only
one,
topical really for that one. You're not going
yeah.
to
So
diffuse
you
that
wouldn't
one.
drink
and
that
just-
one
you're
or
just gonna
diffuse it
topical.
because you don't want to waste that one in the
Yeah, yeah,
diffuser when it's
Yeah.
for pain. So you can apply that one anywhere that you're sore on your
Oh,
back or
there's
your
some
knees
left
or your
there.
neck.
Okay.
I like to tell people rub it into your
Yeah.
shoulders and just kind of knead it in
Yeah.
there, and it
Yeah.
really is
I
great
don't
for
have
pain.
much left in that one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You can
But it
put
does
it
smell
in.
good too.
That's fine.
This is the original kit, right?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
my original.
So it's like
We were
Good. You guys
slamming.
are using it. That's really good.
So-
They're all
Oh,
gone.
it is a long time.
Waffles.
Did you? But you
Waffles?
didn't get. You didn't get RC in your kit, did you?
I did.
Yeah, that came in the kit. I remember.
Oh, really?
She
I
came
got that in
yeah.
Singapore. So my kid is from Singapore. It's
Yeah.
different.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we were in Malaysia when we enrolled.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
my kid in Singapore.
Okay.
So you should get a kit for classes and have a class kit. That's what I tell every person who wants to build a business. Have a class kit.
Oh, yeah.
So use your kit, and then when you're sharing and you're talking about it, because you want to have a visual to show people right there.
Right.
So then you get your kit out and you go through the oils one by one, and it's a write-off. You write the whole thing off because you're using it for classes.
Oh, but you don't get points for it though, right? To start.
Sure you
No.
do. Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm,
You
not
don't get
unless-
points for a starter kit?
Only if when you first
No,
join.
because it's already so discounted.
Right.
It's so discounted.
Oh, so
already.
when you're just regularly buying, you buy a kit, there's no points?
No, not when you buy it on your account, and you can buy it on Essential Rewards.
Yeah. Well, at least you can write it off. I mean,
Yep.
Total Box
Oh,
Check's
yeah.
paying for it.
Yep.
Yeah. But you will get points when you first join and you get the
Yeah,
starter
that's
kit.
right. Yeah, he gets 100
Yes.
points.
Yep.
Right.
Awesome.
Yep. And then
What
you
about
also.
what about the rewards? That's only. What about that? Like the startup bonus. That's all that stuff. Whoever enrolls you, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you get
Because
$50.
when you enroll someone, the person that enrolled you,
Yes, you
they
get
get
$50.
$50.
Yeah.
Yep.
which is $25 plus $25.
Right.
25%.
Yeah,
of
that's just the
100
first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but she's talking about on his
Yeah.
own kit, or I mean on his own account. Can he order a kit and get
Yeah.
rewards on it? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the two other things that come in the kit are you get 2 packets of Ningxia Red, which you guys tried. It comes from the Ningxia province of China, where they harvest the wolfberries. The wolfberries are the highest berry for antioxidants. There are over 40,000 on the ORAC scale.
Yeah.
Blueberries
Isn't it yummy?
are
I love it.
blueberries are 200
Yeah,
in
they're
antioxidants.
so low compared to
Low.
that, right?
This is 40,000. So antioxidants are super imperative for cleaning out free radicals in our body and providing our cells and our blood and our heart and our organs with really rich nutrition.
Right.
They have, I think, 20 amino acids, the highest protein content of any berry, which is awesome. Because typically berries don't have
Right,
protein content,
right.
and immune boosting effects. So especially blood sugar, if you're low blood sugar or you're running somewhere and you don't have food on you, drink a Ningxia Red, that's great for you.
Yeah.
But we drink these every single day. We get the big bottles, and then I'll add my oils to it, and then like that's my daily thing. I put ice, add a little water, I make it like a big drink, and then I put the electrolyte drops in it, because Young Living now has the electrolyte drops.
right.
They're so good. They're so yummy. So then I'm getting all my electrolytes, all my antioxidants, all my things. But this is what Larry used for blood pressure, to lower his blood pressure.
Wow.
So
Really
sweet.
good for cardiovascular and eye health specifically, brain health, all of that. So you
There's
get,
something
yeah.
interesting about that one is in John 3:16 in quantum physics on that there when you're explaining the antioxidant fighting off the free radicals, the antioxidant gives its only begotten electron up for the free radical to become a more sun.
What?
What? I mean,
Where is
I'm-
What? Say that again.
You can check it out
Say that
on-
again.
In John 3:16. So on quantum physics, on a way of perceiving into quantum physics, you see the antioxidant giving its only begotten electron up for the free radical that's pretty much having rage against the body, right?
Oh wow.
And
Interesting.
yeah, it
Oh,
is.
I love that.
and so the members of the body, the cells of the body are being, if the mind is governed by the flesh, we would deplete or decrease and all the stuff going on around us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The fumes and all the toxins and the metals. The antioxidant from John 3:16 in the bottle
Whoa.
is,
That's fun.
is giving
I
up
like
its
that.
only begotten electrons from the antioxidant, and it's rich, and it gives it to the free radical. It gives it grace. And while we were enemies of God, it gives it grace.
Where
It's
did
like a
you learn
picture.
this? I love
I've
quantum
looked
physics.
I love quantum physics myself. I just came out with a video that you seen, remember?
Wow, yeah.
About quantum physics and miracles in the Bible. On
Where have
YouTube.
you been learning about quantum physics?
I've been learning it on different websites like theobiology.com, mostholyplace.org, a lot of quantum physics, the
Ooh.
breakdowns.
Have you watched Dr. David Van Covering or Ray Hughes?
I haven't. You
Oh.
should see them then.
You got to check them out. Oh, you will
Yeah,
love them.
sounds like my cup of tea then.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
totally
definitely
love
your
them.
cup of tea.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, because so
me too.
Nico is a evangelist. He's a minister as well, and you know he's got very interesting insights because
Yeah.
you bring in quantum physics.
Right.
That's right.
super
And he's
cool.
That's
a
where
Royal
we get
Crown
along,
Diamond.
all of
That's
us.
right.
I love the quantum. So
It's
that's
true.
actually how I got started with Young Living. I followed a girl, her name was Charnel Wolverton, and she taught everything on the quantum. So she used to be on Elijah List all the time with Bob Jones, and they would talk about the quantum together.
Wow.
And I followed her from ministry stuff, and
Yeah.
she started using Young Living. She was the very first person to introduce me to Young Living. And so, and they were talking about how if one of Bob's visitations to heaven, he saw oregano oil, and he said to you, yes, it's a word, so you could probably still search it on Elijah List, oregano oil.
Wow.
And he was told to use it because of its antiviral properties, to use it for viruses and things.
And there was a dissertation recently where oregano oil counters coronavirus.
Oh, it's huge. It's incredibly antiviral. It's one of the oils that I travel with.
Is it more antiviral than
Cinnamon bark.
cinnamon bark?
Different properties. Cinnamon is also the highest. Clove is the highest in antioxidants.
Yeah, clove is the highest antioxidant.
But cinnamon is very high in antioxidants too. I don't know on the levels of antiviral because they all work so different.
Yeah,
they have
all
such
great.
Such a different chemical composition. But that's where I found Young Living was from her talking about quantum physics and how oils raise your frequency, and the frequency in heaven is very heightened. It's not like the low frequency here. And how when people are sick, the lower frequency, and you can kind of feel it when you're around someone who has a lower frequency.
Right, it's
You
heavy.
know,
Dark.
my hair is growing back from using rosemary.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I don't feel
Rosemary
anything
is
fall
either
right
one.
here.
You can,
Yes.
you can actually feel it.
I don't feel anything
Yes,
fall
you
right
can
here. It's
feel
all
it.
hair. You guys don't need to feel my hair.
You should also add to that shootron oil because it raises testosterone, and hair loss also has to do with low testosterone.
Really?
So you get the shootron oil.
I know low testosterone here. You kidding me? I'm from the Northeast, sister. There's no low testosterone here.
You wouldn't think so. Well, let me tell you what, Dr. Purser, who created Shutron and Progestins Plus for women, worked with the Surgeon General, only saw football players, NFL football players. Now, you wouldn't think that they have low testosterone, but yes, they do, because they're hit in the head so often, and it messes with your hypothalamus, which produces cortisol, testosterone, all of that.
We were always fighting growing up, me and my brothers. So
you probably took a blow to the head. Car accident, if you've been in a car accident a lot of times, you stop producing the right hormones. So
that too.
made Shutron oil, which increases men's testosterone levels. Every man who ever came in his office, he said, had low testosterone. Most men have around 200 when they're tested for testosterone. He said it should be upwards to 800 to 1,000 is healthy testosterone levels. He said you can tell when you have low testosterone because you will start to bald. A lot of times you can get the belly and sometimes depression.
That's from the bread,
That's from the manna. But so those are all.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Oh wait, let me get a napkin.
The fiber in here needs the antioxidants.
Just use lemon.
I was just thinking we could probably drop a little drop of lemon on there, and I bet it would come right out.
Hey, what did you say was with the testosterone?
The Shutron oil.
Shutron. Is that one of the products?
Yeah, it's
That'll be the
Shutron
antioxidants and the free radical breakdown.
RAN.
And then here as well.
Oh, it's a blend.
See the John 3:16 giving his only begotten electron.
I'm a big singles fan. I didn't know it, so it's a blend. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a blend that he blended.
Okay.
I'll
get that then. That'll be on my April 3rd essential
He 4 drops on each forearm for after a week and a half, and after he tested them, their testosterone levels were higher, like 70%.
I'm getting it April 3rd.
And it does, I will tell you something, because we're all adults here, but it does also raise libido levels, and when women use it as well, that's why so many men wear it as cologne. When women use it as well, it also raises libido. But women should not use this every day. You would only need to use it.
Better watch out.
But that's the Shutron. That's the whole Shutron line that they made. But this oil he specifically made for men.
There's another one. Ylang Ylang does libido too. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's libido
And Idaho
too.
Blue Spurs. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that.
You don't have Shutron with you, do you?
Shutron.
No, I didn't bring
Shutron rosemary.
I'm out of Shutron. Well, cedarwood is also.
Oh yeah, you get
either
the
one.
cedarwood.
Oh yeah, cedarwood is excellent too.
But Shutron's, a lot of it is Idaho Blue Spruce.
Oh,
There's a lot of it.
I got that on today. Idaho Blue Spruce.
Okay, yeah,
I put that on my head
that's
today.
good for
Wait,
for
you got how
testosterone.
many oils
Oh,
on
okay.
you?
Oh, I got a lot of oils on.
You're on my level.
Yeah.
Cedarwood,
I don't hold back.
Me neither.
No holds
way.
barred.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, when we first started, I was like, not too much, very potent.
Here's the,
And then like
the other
2
ones
weeks
here.
later, I was like,
So the free radical.
Yeah, that's
How
here.
it looks. Yep.
Okay.
And then we have it here. What are free radicals?
Yeah, up here.
Where's
Break
that
that
from?
down.
I just felt that going through my
I got
head.
this through quantum physics websites, and you see the God gave His only begotten Son up
Full-time minister for 11
right
and a
there,
half years.
the normal atom.
So I've seen the Lord do
Oh
so
wow,
much.
this is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it is,
it's
isn't
just
it?
increased.
Pretty cool.
So it's like, I
showing
knew
the
it when
other
I was
ones.
like, when everybody said
So,
it, I was like, somebody's
Free radicals
holding
are
out on
like
me.
robbers, the enemies that
I'm
come to
saying it
steal
myself.
your
Yeah,
fruit,
somebody's holding out
steal
on
your
me.
joy,
I do get headaches
kill you with
very
stress,
often, but
and
don't
to
say that.
destroy your
Right,
immune
right.
system,
See,
destroy your
now I
body.
feel the
There's a
And,
picture of it in the body,
That's right.
like the war.
So yeah, it's like
Yep.
So it says free radicals attack and snatch an electron from other cells to satisfy themselves,
you know.
damaging cell membrane.
This I
So it
believe
says in the
is
Book of
attacking
Wisdom
the enemy.
also
It's
that
the
the Holy
road.
Spirit flees
It's
when
the
wickedness
road.
comes in.
Yes,
So, yeah.
right. Wow.
So-
Get out.
Just to wrap up a little bit, so the kit is $165. When you join Young Living, you get all 12 oils. You also get the diffuser. That's the way that most people join. I've never enrolled anyone as a retail member just because it's not a great deal. You pay 24% more than everyone else, and that doesn't make sense to save people money. When you join Young Living, you get a 24% discount forever. You always get a wholesale price on all of their things. It's a wholesale membership, just like Sam's or Costco or anything like that, where it's your own membership. You get to order your products. They're sent right to your door. So when I'm teaching classes and things, I don't have to carry tons of stock. I order for myself what my family uses. We don't have to like carry, tons of product around, anything like that. There's no monthly fee. There's no yearly fee. Once you're a member, you're a lifetime member. In order to keep your membership, if you want it active, as long as you spend $50 one time per year, it keeps your membership active. If it goes inactive, you just call and place an order and it reactivates you, which is awesome. Yep. When you get your Young Living starter kit, you have the option to be part of Young Living's Essential Rewards program, and that's their monthly wellness box. It's awesome. I've been doing it for 9 years. I've been getting a box shipped to my door. It's a great way to start doing little bits at a time. So maybe month 1 you want to try the skincare. Maybe month 2 you want to try the Thieves products. Maybe month 3 you want to try some of the makeup or the personal care products. It's a great way to try little bits at a time to start swapping out the toxin products, the chemical products that you've got, and start going chemical free. To do it, it's $50 a month. It's a minimum of $50 a month. You get to pick whatever you want in your box that month, and it's shipped right to your door. When you do it, you get an additional discount. So for the first 3 months, you get an additional 10% back, and it's like $1 per point. So if you spend $100, they give you $10 to spend in free stuff. After 3 months, it's 20% back. So if you spend $100, they give you $20. And after 24 months, it's 25% back. So like last month, I think we typically place around $1,000 every single month for everything that we use, but we don't buy anything really from the store. So skincare, my lotions, our moisturizers, our soaps, our cleaners, our dish soaps, our laundry soaps, all the things that I used to buy at Target, I just buy at Young Living now. So we have literally replaced everything. Our supplements, our protein powders, our Ningxia red juices, all of that.
I can't wait to be a diamond. Oh no, I'm already a diamond.
You're ready for it.
Well, as soon as it manifests in the natural,
Oh, that's the low end of the diamonds. I'm the low end. Most of them spend more than that. So I aspire to be that. So yeah. But we use our stuff. I'm not buying it to sell it. I'm buying it.
Sure.
And we're been doing that for 9 years because we love it. We use it. It's effective and it works. And it goes with our mission of being non-toxic and not being a statistic. So I know that when I'm sharing this with people, I'm not selling a product. I'm changing people's lives. I know that I'm actually ministering to this generation and the next generation, because even as us women, as we carry our babies, that's the second generation, and women carry all of the everything that she has. Yes. Women are born with all of everything that they'll carry their child with. So when you're carrying your daughters, you're actually carrying your great granddaughters and your grandchildren, not your great grandchildren, your grandchildren. And so you're affecting up to 3 generations of people. And I feel like we're starting to turn the tide in educating people and letting them know how important that is. So. So yes,
If you ever hear a guy say, "I'm jealous," then you better Keep them away from the YouTube videos that promote that stuff.
Yeah, oh boy.
But doing deliverance.
But yeah, so about 40% of our entire group is on Essential Rewards. It's just a no-brainer. If you're going to start doing non-toxic, you do it through them because they give you stuff back. You can go to Target and spend $100, and they'll never give you $20 back in free stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Thanks for shopping here. So
And
it's
then
just
you're
a
buying all
no-brainer.
you're getting all these free gifts as well,
Yes.
and getting the highest quality
Yes,
stuff.
and they give you free oils and products every month just for
I'm on
doing
Wild
Essential
Go.
Rewards, which is awesome.
Pay it all up front?
Yes,
I'm on that,
Wild Go
sure.
is just like Amazon Prime.
Absolutely,
It's if you want to do the faster shipping, then it gets to you
Oh,
really fast. And then when you join Young Living with our group, just so you know, so now you're part of Tom and Ahava's team, you're also part of my team. And so we have an online Facebook group that's awesome. It's an online community where there's tons of videos and recipes, and you can ask a question on there any time of day.
I love that.
What could I do? What do I do for this headache? Or I have pain here. What have you done? And you'll get 20 answers right away.
And there's a search bar. You can just put any question in the search bar, and all the information around that comes up.
Yep, it's a great community to be a part of, and you'll meet people all over. Just like we've made thousands of friends that we never would have met outside of Young Living. So it's awesome. And then as far as Young Living, they are a referral-based company. So every time you refer someone to Young Living with your membership number, they pay you $50 for referring that person just as a thank you. If you start to share more than that, they pay you commissions on top of that. So they pay you commissions, little bits of commissions that add up to big amounts. Their compensation plan is the most generous in the industry.
Wow.
So they really, really reward you financially, and they send you on trips all over the world. We were supposed to go to Greece next month, but our trip was canceled because of the coronavirus. But we've been to Banff, Canada. The year before that, it was Australia. When you get to the rank of silver, you'll get an all-expense-paid trip to Utah for the weekend. You'll get training from
Maybe we should wait
corporate.
until
Yes, an all-expense-paid trip. When you get to gold, you'll go to Washington, to Spokane, Washington, all-expense-paid. When you go to platinum, you'll have an all-expense-paid trip for the both of you to Ecuador. They put you up in the nicest hotels, feed you the best food. You get to tour the farms. You get training each time. And then when you're diamond, you and one guest will go on a trip every year to a different great location.
Yeah, because you took Melody once, and you took Scott.
I took Scott.
I didn't take Melody, but
he was so excited about that.
I took Scott to Spain. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't take Melody. I told her that I would love to, but Larry would have to give up his spot to go.
That's hard, yeah.
But I think Melody and I are going to go to Texas next month and do a training for her team in Texas, so that'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's nice, you get to write everything off. You're traveling, like this trip, we get to write it off because though it doubles as a family vacation, we're going to Disney, but we also can write it off because we're coming here and doing a class. So it's awesome. Everything that we buy, pretty much, we write it off. So when we're buying food for our classes, and you know, if you need a computer, if you need a really nice purse to carry your oils in, well, you write that off because you need a bag for your purse.
Make sure.
All of your oils, your orders that you're ordering every month, you want to save those receipts because you're writing that off. You're using the product for classes, for demonstration. You're sharing the things with people. So everything that you're getting, really, once you start having a business, you're able to write it off.
So we had the food today that we bought. Is
Your
it
phone.
The phone as well.
You're gonna say that this
Internet as well.
meeting was your main reason for coming down here.
Yes.
Oh,
This is your main reason.
It is the main reason.
Because the
Yeah.
IRS will say, what was the main reason?
Yeah.
Was the main reason your vacation or the meetings? The meeting was our main reason.
Yeah.
And we have
we
proof.
spent a day on
Yeah.
it.
We
But
have
the
proof,
meeting,
recorded proof.
Yeah.
the meeting is what we did it for.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't have came otherwise. It was definitely for this, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and then using your credit cards too for all of your purchases, your business purchases, we're actually staying in Disney for free.
You used my card? How'd you get my
Because
card?
we're
How'd you get my card?
Yeah, use your miles though too. Use your credit cards for your purchases, paid off at the end of the month, and then we're staying in Disney for free.
Every meal.
Wow,
Oh, really?
nice.
Wow.
Yeah, all that
Fantastic.
stuff.
Awesome.
So you guys
I'm
are
gonna have
really
some grapes
lucky
too then.
because
Very
you
much.
guys join and you get
Over time,
diamonds
I
to
know,
teach
right?
you.
That's the best.
It's great.
One on
There's
one,
so many
I mean-
benefits.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
inheritance is huge.
How
That's
many people
prophetic.
get that?